Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just shoot out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. The Oklahoma City Thunder continued their disruptive defense in Game 4 to take a commanding 3-1 lead, and I want to take a look. So let's get into the film. Alright, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take your shoes off before you come in the house. And the Oklahoma City Thunder continue their all-time disruptive defense. They were the best defense in the league in the regular season. Of course, the most disruptive in terms of turning the opponent over. And they forced 23 turnovers in a game where the Minnesota Timberwolves shot 50% from the field and 44% from three. So of course their defense was not perfect. They allowed the T-Wolves to shoot a lot of open shots. They hit those shots. They were really efficient. They got to the line 28 times, right? But if you force a team in a playoff game, especially in a 2-point game, where you force them to not shoot the ball on 23 possessions, especially in a game where they're hitting shots, right? The ball pressure, the constant off-ball pressure, the denial by Lou Dort and Alex Caruso, the way that they just made everything super hard for Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle in particular, it just really muffed the game up, and the Thunder got out of here with a 2-point win. So a lot of times when I watch a team like the Celtics, who I like, right, the first possession of the game really shows you the intentions of a team, and that is true with the Celtics on offense, and that is true in this possession with the Oklahoma City Thunder defensively. Everything is set up perfectly in the first possession. Lou Dort at half court with Anthony Edwards, right? This was a constant in this game. You got them putting pressure on Rudy Gobert if he has the ball to make those dribble handoffs a lot harder. And Rudy Gobert just isn't a good dribbler. So if you put pressure on him, there's a higher chance of him turning that rock over. So he goes over. You see what Lou Dort's doing, right? He still has, there's 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Anthony Edwards is still at half court. He still hasn't touched the ball yet. He finally gets the ball with 10 seconds left. He's still at half court. He is still at half court. He has not punctured anything yet. So they set the screen, and something that they were doing for majority of this game is they were not caring about Rudy Gobert as a roller. They want the ball to get into Rudy Gobert instead of it being Anthony Edwards trying to create something off the pick and roll, or Julius Randle trying to create something in the post or in the pick and roll. They want the ball to get to Rudy Gobert so he can be the one that's making decisions in the show role for himself and others. Here he makes the right decision, but Chet, a better defensive play. All right, so as I said in the previous clip, any pick and roll where Rudy Gobert was a screener, the Thunder will leave him open so he can be the one to get the ball in the show role so he can create for himself and others instead of it being Anthony Edwards or Julius Randle creating for their team. So what that means is any pick and roll that he's the screener in, whoever the pick and roll handler is, they're going to have a really tough time trying to handle that pressure defense and that blitz or that trap, because they're going to leave Rudy Gobert. Hartenstein is going to come up super high. He's going to slap at the ball. He's going to dig at the ball. And the person that was checking Julius Randle initially is still going to be there, right? So he tries to escape it, runs into Lou Dort, has to go the other way, has to spin move. And then Isaiah Hartenstein is still right there. The spacing isn't that great for T-Wolves. You got Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, and Rudy Gobert all in the same space, allowing 2 OKC players to guard 3. So Isaiah Hartenstein just steps right over, and it's almost a turnover for the T-Wolves. And of course, we got some more of the ball pressure by Lou Dort. Again, the first play of the game set the tone for this. He's picking up Anthony Edwards at half court, putting the pressure on him, and this forcing the legal screen. All right, so we just got a good sustained defensive possession by OKC. You got Rudy Gobert trying to set the fear screen here. The pin down there for Jaden McDaniels. They know their personnel. Jaden McDaniels can shoot, but you're not going to chase over this. So they go under. Chet goes under. He drives right into Chet. He forces him to pick his dribble up. And then this right here, Lou Dort on Julius Randle. Julius Randle has been really effective in the playoffs for a large majority of these playoffs. Playmaking in the post, puncturing the defense when Anthony Edwards is sometimes he's struggling. Julius Randle has done a great job in the post, playmaking for himself and others. But with Lou Dort, first team all defense, he is one of the strongest defenders in the NBA. These Julius Randle post-ups never punctured him at any point. He tries to back down 3 times. If you can't get into the paint and force the defense to collapse on you, it's very hard for you to pass and to get shooters open. So Shea is just standing right there in that passing lane. Nobody else on the defense is moving because Julius Randle can't back down Lou Dort. All right, so just another well put together defensive possession by the Thunder. Here on this possession, we got pin downs on both sides by the Timberwolves. So we got Julius Randle setting the pin down for Naz Reid. We got Jaden McDaniels setting the pin down for Anthony Edwards. So on this side, we just got an easy switch. Randle doesn't really, set the screen hard, but it feels like The play is for Anthony Edwards, of course. You see Dante DiVincenzo, he's looking to this side. Off-ball defense is so important. The ball denial, the pickup points, the way that they rotate, the way they sink and field, the way they X out, everything. OKC's off-ball defense was so on point when guys drive. Their guys are in perfect held position. They dig at the ball, they slap at the ball, and they get turnovers that way. They have so many defensive playmakers. And here, as this Shea McDaniels pin down is coming, Lu Dort just completely blows it up. Anthony Edwards has to go down. It's 12 seconds on the shot clock. He still hasn't received the ball yet. So he finally gets the ball with 10 seconds left. A good screen set by Jaden McDaniels gets Lu Dort off of Anthony Edwards. He does a sweep through move. Chet does a nice job of putting his hands back as he sees it. They just trust their rotation so much where Alex Caruso can come off of Julius Randle and an immediate sink by J-Dub. He comes off of Julius Randle, contests the pass. I feel like Anthony Edwards was going to pass to Julius Randle, but the quick sink by J-Dub takes away that pass. Now he has to double clutch in the air. A great vertical play by Alex Caruso, and they almost get another turnover. And they completely shut down Julius Randle in the game with their man-held principles, the way they converged when he was in the post. He just had a really tough game trying to create anything for himself or his teammates. Here, Alex Caruso gets a steal in the lane. All right, so here the Wolves go to a horn set. They screen Lu Dort to get Anthony Edwards the ball on the wing above the hash. He's a pick-and-roll handler. He's going to see two bodies. They want somebody else to make a decision in a short roll. So DiVincenzo's there, but again, watch the sink and fill. So Shea stays up top with Anthony Edwards so he gets the ball out of his hands. His man was Dante DiVincenzo. He gets the ball in the short roll, and watch what J-Dub does. He's going to sink down as DiVincenzo dribbles to the paint. Now, he stays here for a second because this pass can easily go here. This pass can easily go here. But once Dante DiVincenzo takes a dribble into the paint and punctures the paint a little bit, he sinks. Shea's going to fill down, and you see Lu Dort just looking at Anthony Edwards at half court. Any possession where Anthony Edwards is not a part of it, especially with a struggling Julius Randle, is a win for the Thunder. If you add the amount of possessions where he's not a part of it to finish the possession, plus the 23 turnovers, that's about 25 to 30 possessions where it's essentially an empty possession for the T-Wolves because Anthony Edwards is either not touching the ball, who's their best offensive player, or they're turning the ball over. J-Dub sinks and just causes indecision from the pass there, and they get a turnover. And again, they just have so many defensive playmakers. J-Dub with that long wingspan and anticipation gets a breakaway dunk. And this was a big reason why Julius Randle struggled. Again, you got Alex Caruso on you, right? He guarding Nikola Jokic, right? He's pushing bigger players out further away from the paint when they catch the ball to make them less effective and to make them have to take more dribbles. And the off-ball defense, look at this shell right here, right? So this is actually insane because J-Dub is gonna stunt because he's the closest one, right? But he's gonna get back. Every passing lane is filled, right? It looks like if it's a really quick pass, he might make it through. But J-Dub has long arms, active hands. Isaiah Joe has active hands. Cason Wallace has active hands. Chet has size, length, and active hands. So no matter where Julius Randle goes, and when you do this, right, you send this many people to the ball, it forces errant passes. So even in the event that somebody is open and that he gets the pass off, is most likely gonna be a bobble pass because the pass is going to be offline because of so many hands. So he does get the pass to Terrence Shannon, but Chet is able to get back because the pass is off target. He bobbles a pass and he has to force up a three. All right, so here we got Lu Dort picking up Anthony Edwards again very early, forces him to slip down, gets the ball out of his hands. And again, this is a possession where Anthony Edwards does not touch the ball for the rest of the possession. You got Lu Dort at half court denying him. And if Rudy Gobert has the ball this far away from the basket, you pressure him. You don't let him try to dribble around, find somebody to do a dribble handoff with. He can't dribble the ball, so you pressure him. He's probably going to turn it over, and he does there. All right, so again, we got early pressure by OKC, and they have Jaden McDaniels handling the ball, so Anthony Edwards can just get an easy look off some off-ball screens, get him off the ball so he can just catch the ball, come off the screen, rip through, or just shoot the ball, and to make his life easier. But what Lu Dort does here, again, the off-ball pressure, Anthony Edwards is under the rim, trying to come off this floppy action, right? So we got two stagger screens. Gobert is going to come down and try to set this one over here. So he has the option when Rudy Gobert comes down into the paint, to come off these two screens or to come off the screen by Rudy Gobert on this side. And Lu Dort is just having none of it. So he tries to come off the two screens, he can't do it. Tries to go to the other side, can't do it. So we just get Dante DiVincenzo to shoot a contested three. All right, so here we got the good job by Shea and J-Dub not allowing Julius Randle to get this to get Shea switched onto him. So they try to do it again, they still don't do it, and then they just end up resorting to a Julius Randle post up. So they don't get into an actual thing or like this post up until 8 seconds on the shot clock. So now they're gonna do the same thing they did. Shea's gonna come off of Conley. They were setting some flare screens on the corner man when Dante DiVincenzo hit 2 straight threes. I believe it was the third quarter, but they try to set this corner flare right here, and Cameron sniffs it out. You got Lu Dort coming over there, just putting hands on Jaden McDaniels, getting back, and you still got J-Dub doing a nice job. It's 5 seconds on the shot clock, and there's just nothing going for the T-Wolves here. They get the ball to Anthony Edwards, but it's too late. And again, Lu Dort is just a perfect matchup for Julius Randle. He's matching strength for strength. His back downs don't puncture Lu Dort. He does a spin move there and a nice contest. And again, the amount of defensive playmakers that they have, Alex Caruso is damn near guaranteed to get 2 steals every stint he has. And Cason Wallace in his third quarter was amazing, had about 3 steals. And here slaps down on the ball on the Anthony Edwards drive, and they get another turnover. All right, so we got Anthony Edwards coming off what looks like an Iverson cut right here. He comes to the opposite wing and he doesn't get the ball. Lu Dort takes him out of this possession. He does not touch the ball for the rest of this possession. So you force the best offensive player on a team to not touch the ball multiple possessions. This is the third quarter in a 2-point game, and you completely take him out of a possession. You force somebody else to do something. Cason Wallace, again, just harassing Dante DiVincenzo here, and then he's gonna get another strip steal right there on DiVincenzo. He doesn't get the steal, but he strips down, pushes them all the way to half court, and they force another 24-second shot clock. And for the third time in as many clips, Cason Wallace defensive playmaking gets a steal there on Gobert. All right, so here we got Anthony Edwards as the pick roll handler again, and some good off-ball defense by the Thunder, just like it was all night. Now, Anthony Edwards was really successful with that low sweep through move. He was getting some fouls off it, got an and one on it earlier in the game. And watch what J-Dub does. He gets super low into this help position and gets his hands to where the sweep through move is already going to be. If you swipe down and he catches your hand on that sweep through move, he's going to come up and it's going to be a foul. He puts his hands there to begin with, which gives it a much higher percentage chance that he's touching the ball. But then you still got Lu Dort on his side trying to push him off, and he loses the ball in another turnover. And a really clutch defensive possession. Alex Caruso, the pressure that he's putting on Anthony Edwards forced him to drive right into the help of Chet Holmgren, and then Chet Holmgren, being the special defensive player that he is, a 7-footer, blocks the shot. But that is a video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just shoot out there a little bit more, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is Nick. Peace.